All right, fellas, welcome back to Random City Sports Ballers. Surprise, surprise, for the first time this draft season, we got the first pick. Keith is sitting here with me, and we've been talking about this. I'm definitely going with Ohtani for my first pick because, come on. Unless he gets injured, this is an amazing guy to have. I had him last year a couple times. Did you have him at all last year?
I did.
You did?
The team that won my
championship
yes.
teams, yeah.
After I was scared to have a utility guy,
Right.
as a first-round pick.
Well, and we talked about this. The fact that we're taking this utility guy means that our next few bats have to be bats because we don't have any outfielders or any infielders at all. We've just got a utility.
That's right.
So we need to fix that. But anyways, first pick over. This is the first time I'm loving this. Ohtani is on our team for the first time.
Excellent.
I feel good about that.
And I think it takes a first-round pick to get him, or a first pick overall to get him because
I've seen Bobby Witt go first overall, leaving Ohtani to go second, and I was like, what just happened? Okay. Maybe someone might be worried about injuries.
Sure, and as you mentioned in a previous broadcast, Ohtani's going to be pitching this season.
Ohtani's pitching.
So
Yep.
can he keep that absolute focus on batting as well as concentrating on an entirely different job?
So there went Witt second, and then did you see third was Ellie De La Cruz. And then Aaron Judge at fourth. All right, someone is in love with the stolen bases. De La Cruz steals the bases, man.
And he's got potential. I mean,
I like him. You know, I had him a couple of years ago.
If he cuts down on those strikeouts, he's got power to burn. So
Juan Soto with fifth. I appreciate that. I like Juan Soto. You know I'm sold. And then Ramirez was sixth. I love that one too. I mean, if you're sixth pick and getting Ramirez, you're probably happy.
I'd be happy.
I'd be happy. But now pick 7 is going, there's Gunnar, there's Betts, there's Tucker. Oh my God, it's a wealth. I don't know what to do. What do you choose? Honestly, I'm going Gunnar Henderson there.
I like Henderson because he may not have reached his upside yet. And I think we've seen what Betts can do. He's awesome.
Well, yeah, you got one guy coming into his prime and one guy coming out of his prime potentially.
Now, I like Betts with his eligibility for positions.
But it was Alvarez. Yordan Alvarez.
Alvarez.
7th overall.
See how I like
Was
Alvarez.
that George? Was that George? Tell me, was that George? Mr. Sharkey. No, George. Oh, God, he took Yordan Alvarez.
Well, surprise.
He really wants to have him. I don't know. He's hoping for Francisco Lindor. You know, okay, and I respect Lindor, but, bro, you got to take Lindor and then hope for Alvarez. Lindor is not getting back to him.
See, I like Alvarez. I just don't know.
I like him too, but first round?
Yeah, 7th overall.
I'd way rather have Lindor there. And after that was Betts and then Vlad Guerrero. We're still not out of the first round. And I just don't see Lindor getting... There goes Kyle Tucker. Boy, that was a heartbreaker for anyone who drafted him last year, the injuries.
Yes.
But that's what we all risked. Tatis. What are your thoughts on Tatis? Let's talk about Tatis, what you think.
So, Tatis had a couple of good seasons, and
Sure enough.
He showed that he was an elite talent, and he sort of has faded out since then. And I think that's pretty common.
Well, here's where it happened. He didn't play essentially the entire 2022 season, right? He had a broken wrist, and then he got suspended for performance-enhancing drugs. And then it was over basically for Tatis. That was it. He hasn't put up worth a damn season since.
So, I mean, I guess this could be his season, but can you invest this high saying that, yes, I think he's going to go back to the production he was doing?
In 2020?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking a long time ago, man. He is. And Gunnar Henderson with the 12th pick. Wow.
Somebody's happy with that.
How
pick.
about that? How about that? Fellas, Adams hits. He's got to be thrilled. I am telling you, he's got to be thrilled. He got Gunnar Henderson. Take Francisco Lindor just to have a double shortstop thing and really screw the whole world up.
Yeah.
That's the only way you could screw up this part of the draft, and it's not really screwing up because just treat him like he's in utility.
Right. If we're not scared to get Ohtani, then why are we scared to draft
Right,
an early
yes.
utility guy?
He can't be looking at Corbin Carroll. Who's he looking at? Probably wishing he could get Yordan Alvarez. Way to play that, George.
And see, I could see a pitcher going here, realizing that it's going to be 24 picks before he goes again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not saying it
Yeah.
will be. I'm just saying it's a chance.
Lindor, he did it!
Oh, my
I
God.
love you for doing that, Adam. And then Julio Rodriguez and Corbin Carroll went 15th. I love him for doing that.
Yes.
That is one of my favorite He just screwed up everything for other. I'm going to wait on Lindor. Good luck, because I'll get Lindor or Henderson. Well, not this time, pal. I'm taking them both.
Who does
I
that?
absolutely love that. That is a bold move, my friend. I don't know. Would you have done that? The two shortstop back to back?
Well, if it's best available, I mean, we just said we can draft Ohtani and be okay with it. So if that's the case, you've got two utility spots that you can stick any player in. So why not go for the guy you think's going to do it?
That is great. That is a surprise. Okay, so after Carroll went Churio and Acuna. I think that's early for Acuna because, from what I'm hearing, he's not back until May. Maybe later if he's back in May.
Yeah, sometime in May is what I'm hearing. Either early May or later May, depending on how his rehab's going.
And he's busted both knees now.
Yeah, see.
Was it both or was it the same one?
No, it's the different one. So it makes me feel like last time around it took him a season to get his legs back under him, and then it was the season after that when he went off. So yeah, I've got concerns with Acuna getting with him going a little bit later,
right?
Because of it, he's not going to get started, and then is he going to be the same guy he was?
Can he be the same guy?
I think he can eventually.
George took Machado.
Okay.
And then Matt Olson went with the 19th pick.
And see, I like Machado. I don't get him very often because I don't know. I just don't tend to go after third base early for some reason. Or at least that's the way the drafts have been going for me.
Skeens, first pitcher off the board, number 20. Wow, it's coming back around to us here, fellas.
Moving on.
There went Freddie Freeman. And I'm surprised people are really buying in on the don't take the pitchers. I went Kettle Marte, thank you, because I thought about taking him if he's there, and I already have him so many times. I can't take him again. I've got him 3. You do more than that, and you could get yourself in trouble. All right, so what are we looking at here? We've got... I can't touch pitchers because I need to touch batters. I've got good power. I've got... this Duran fella. I don't hate him, right?
So what is it about Duran that you're so high on?
Well, I think that he improves on his numbers from last year. I think he's going to improve his home runs. He might get more stolen bases. Check out the runs. Check out the batting average. He's outfield. But I mean, some folks would say Jackson Merrill, but that's not going to be me. I would take Duran over that.
So
it's the second pick that I'm thinking. I would love to be able to take Gilbert right here.
I like Gilbert.
I like Gilbert.
So you like Gilbert more than Wheeler?
Do I? Well, if anything, I'm going to take my first baseman here, and that way I've got some time to think about my next pick. But I feel pretty good about taking Alonso here. I don't have him too many times. 34 home runs is his floor. All right, now we've still got time to talk about this pick. See how I utilized that whole minute?
That was great.
That's how you utilize that whole minute. See, now I'm sitting here thinking, I've got Duran, right? And that gets me some of those stolen bases to go along with Ohtani's. Remember, we're trying to build up our home runs and our stolen bases this time around. I'm going to punt batting average still. I'm still not caring. But there's no one here. Well, Chisholm.
Yeah.
Chisholm's a distinct possibility. Third base, outfield, and second base eligibility here soon.
So personally, I have a floor on home runs
What's that?
for at least the first 14 rounds. I don't want anybody that has less than 25. To me, that's an absolute minimum.
Okay, I hear you. All right, so I went with Chisholm right there because the multi-position eligibility is going to allow me more freedom later. You know how I'm going to be going after probably Morel, right?
Sure.
If I take Duran right there, which I still don't have an outfielder right now, but if I take Duran right there, now I've got one outfielder, no real infield other for the middle infield, and I need one of them. So I got what I felt was good. Chisholm is going to work out great.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him.
That second base eligibility is going to be nice.
Mm-hmm. And he might have third base eligibility.
After that was Harper, Turner, Rafael Devers. He's already eligible for third base. There goes Wheeler.
There you go.
People are still there. Went finally with Duran, and now, okay, Mr. Sharkey. Who is Mr. Sharkey usually taken in here? I've seen him take Burns.
So it's pitcher time.
Well, he took Chris Sale.
Yeah, let's see.
He took Sale. I don't hate Sale.
I don't either.
I'm worried about an injury. Of course I'm worried about an injury on a guy. What is he, like 87 years old, this poor guy?
Well, it's been a while since he was effective before last season, but
Okay, fair. That's very fair.
I think, I don't think you're getting 200 innings out of Sale.
Are we getting 200 innings out of anybody this year? I mean, I don't know. There's going to be a few, but I don't know how many. 2, 3?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons I like Gilbert. He's going to be that guy that gets close.
There's Riley and then Merrill. And there's Schwarber, 34th pick. You can't be unhappy with getting Schwarber 34th.
Well, I wouldn't have been shocked to see you have taken Schwarber there.
I have him so many times. I have him, I think, 3 times now. And I can't do that with early picks. Late picks, I'll repeat a guy 7 times. But on the early picks, I just can't. There goes Corbin Burns, too. I just can't do it on the early picks because we've all been hurt by that.
Yes.
So, no more than half.
Devastating injury can wreck your team.
Seager, 36. Back-to-back for Adam here, who's now got 3 shortstops. You seeing that? He's got 3 shortstops and a pitcher. Okay, Adam, I was on your side for a while there. You and me, we were like, yeah, we're going to change the whole way that draft has happened from the future. No, you have 3 shortstops.
So what is that?
Is he looking to trade?
Could it truly be what he thinks is best available at that moment?
I don't know, man.
But yeah,
I was on his side, man. He just lost me right there with Seager. I was surprised he didn't take a 4th one. Who's the next one? Is it Tovar?
No.
It's C.J. Abrams. But still, he might have reached all the way down for Tovar. We don't know. Damn. Adam, you and me, we were buds. I was on your side, man. Classe at the beginning of the 4th round. Crochet. What are we going to be looking at? Oh, wow. Ooh, there's Teoscar Hernandez. You seeing this?
I see it. I like that.
Who would be the next one after that? I could take pitcher or batter with one of these picks. There's Brent Rooker. Are you seeing that? Okay, we've got some great options to help fill out the rest of this. Reagan's after Crochet. And it is BZ Power. BZ Power. Well, Dylan Cease.
Power pitcher.
It's not bad. It's not bad. If that's your first pitcher, that's not a bad one to have. I don't know. I think I prefer Crochet.
Uh-huh.
But Reagan's too. I mean, both of them are.
Is it the
I
upside?
don't know which I don't know which one of them I prefer. I have Dylan Cease. I have Cole Reagans. There goes Langford. I have all these guys on different teams. I just don't know. It's like they're the same guy, depending on the day.
Makes
like they'll
sense.
have the same season basically. Rooker, oh you bastard. I was all excited and then you wrecked everything I had planned. You stole it out from under me, you bastard. I'll live. It is a long way back to me though. So we get back-to-back picks here. One of them is a bat. The other can be a pitcher.
So, what pitchers do you like here then?
Well, I like Michael King.
Okay.
I like Kirby.
Yes, I like Kirby as well.
There goes Hader. But Teoscar Hernandez, that'd be great. Oh, who are the other bats that I really would need to take here? Maybe I can wait on a bat and I'll take a pitcher. William Contreras going in the 4th round. I think I'm going to take a pitcher and a bat. I think that feels about right.
Makes sense.
Ozzy Albies, 46th. And Pub Chub. Pub Chub. Pub Chub. I guess I don't try to understand. See this this one right here, $100. One. I understand that team name. I get it.
I think that's the first $100 draft.
I think it is. Okay. So we're going to tee up Michael King. And I'm going to think about which bat is the best for me here. And I really feel it's Teoscar Hernandez. Oh, Marcelo Zuna he's going to lose outfield eligibility because he didn't play at all last year. They're going to make him just utility soon, I promise you.
But that'll be next season, right?
I think it'll be this season.
Does it? In Yahoo, you either have the eligibility or you don't, right?
Oh, well. All right, so we are teed up, and it's Teoscar Hernandez and Michael King. There. Feeling good about that now. That actually feels pretty good.
That's a
Our
good
stolen
start.
bases are looking pretty sweet. Check out some of these numbers we got here. With just 4 bats, we're at 141 home runs already.
That's nice.
I know. 387 RBIs, 360 on runs, 86 stolen bases. The batting average doesn't matter.
You don't know how weird it is hearing you talk about getting stolen bases.
It is weird, right?
Yes, you've punted stolen bases for years.
But that's probably the last stolen base thing that I'll look at. For the rest of these picks, it'll just be, oh, he also gets 7 stolen bases this year.
So you're
DeGrom, Yamamoto, Altuve.
So you're just trying to be competitive in stolen bases.
I'm not punting it. I can maintain all the rest of my numbers without giving up stolen bases entirely. I'm not going after them like I'm going to dominate. Iglesias, it did that one again. That's every league almost, Iglesias. Does that mean he's taking Imanaga on the way back? Because 6th round for him is usually Imanaga, which will suck for me because I was kind of hoping Imanaga would get back to me. But you can't have it all. Poor old Sharky.
Might get it all together this season.
I hope so at one point, you know. He needs to crack the code, and to do that, he's going to have to stop drafting the same thing every time.
I
He's
agree.
just going to have to. You know, I have Hernandez a couple, I think 3 times. I have Ohtani. That's my first time. I haven't been higher than pick 3 yet. I have Michael King now twice. I have Alonso. I believe that's number 3. Chisholm, that's, I believe, number 3. So, and that's out of, what is, let's see, 6 leagues now. 7, if you include the points league. 7. So out of 7, I'm still not over 3 on any of these early picks. You can't be. There goes Cruz before Iglesias. I didn't even mention that one. Thank God that didn't go to Adam. I didn't even look at what Adam took. What did Adam take? Wait. Where's that? Oh, he's coming up still. Okay, never mind. My bad. He's still coming up. But Santander, Kirby, Cole. Yeah, Adams hits. Abrams is sitting right there, dude. Take him. Nope, you're taking Wood. Marcus Simeon. I don't know how you feel about Simeon this year. I don't feel like it's worth that early of a pick.
I feel like he's peaked. I think he's on the downhill side of his career.
He's on the downhill side of
So-
his career. Ain't that something?
I realize he just had one season that wasn't his signature, but I think his stolen bases are gone for good, and then it's how much pop is he going to get?
Then he took a closer there with Diaz.
So do you like Diaz as closer for the
I
Nets?
never like taking a closer that early.
True, it's true.
I'm waiting. I like to wait until at least the 7th round if I'm taking one that early. More likely to be in the 9th or 10th round. There goes Bregman. Bregman had a hell of a day yesterday, knocked in a home run.
I find him
Spring training's fun.
I find him intriguing to see if he's going to end up at second base.
Oh, did you happen to see what I was talking about earlier with my new darling at sleeper this year, Christopher Morel? Morel, okay, last year we know what kind of season he had, right? He had 21 home runs, he hit 196, things, when he went to Tampa Bay, things went worse for him than they were already going. There goes Mason Miller, 63rd. But that's because Tampa Bay's not exactly a hitter's park. Now, Tampa Bay, because of the hurricane, their stadium is destroyed. They have to actually play at the Yankees practice field down in Florida, which is a more hitter-friendly stadium. So I see Morel's numbers just going up. I can't see them going down in any way. Last year's batting average was a fluke. I think he's got to have that figured out. I think we're back to 250 batting average, probably upwards of 25 to 30 home runs. I feel good about that as a pick late.
So you're not even saying that this is the year that he gets it all together and is great from now on. You're saying that part of this is being in a hitter's park.
Part of it, yeah. Yeah, but I think last year, his numbers went down last year, especially when he went to Tampa Bay.
Well, and his strikeouts were really high.
Oh, boy, were they. There goes Christian Walker. I know you like that for a pick.
I do like Walker. Although I have to say that I'm concerned that he's getting ready to show he's peaked. So,
well, if he's peaked, then that means that there's just a slight there. See, I told you he would take Imanaga, but that anyways, just because you get to the peak doesn't mean you're at a cliff.
sure, and so I wouldn't be scared to take him, and
No.
I would take him. But I just think that we're going to see, perhaps like Simeon last season, that he's going to start declining a bit.
C.J. Abrams went finally. Shortstops.
There's Ozuna.
Marcell Ozuna. I loved that pick last year.
Well, and even after the outstanding season that he had in 22, people still avoided him last season. He was a much lower draft pick than his numbers showed, because I think people did not think he would be able to replicate it.
Oh, yeah, I was doing that stuff in like the 12th round last year.
So, and of course, I guess you got to take him a little more seriously this season.
A little bit. No guarantees that his game is coming back to what last year was, but I'm pretty sure it won't be any worse than 2 years ago, which was pretty damn good.
Well, I like Ozuna. I just don't want to get him too often.
I'm looking through some of these pictures they're leaving me here, and I really have to do some pictures right here, fellas. All right, how do you feel about Ryan Helsley?
So he had a great season last season.
Yeah.
Outstanding season. But don't forget, he's actually been injury prone in his career. He just put it together last season.
How do you feel about Framber Valdez?
I think he's one of the best
I'm going to cue him up there.
left-handers there is available.
And Logan Webb?
I like Webb. He's the innings eater.
But you don't really care much for Helsley, huh?
I'm not saying I don't like Helsley. I'm just saying he comes with some risk.
What risk are you seeing? Is he going to lose the job?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the Cardinals, I don't know how many games they're going to win. I don't think they're going to totally suck. They've got some potential on offense. But I just don't... I'm concerned that Helsley will go back to being the injury guy again.
I get it. I do. Bautista.
Returning from injury.
Those are always hard for me to talk
Yeah,
about, man.
Especially after the first year when they come
Always
back.
difficult for me. Pablo Lopez, how I hate your ERA, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, Logan Webb is not exactly a strikeout guy. Aaron Nola, I think, is pretty reliable to do about that again this year. But, you know what? Well, let's do it with Nola.
Okay.
Let's do it with Nola and make him our third starting pitcher, and then we'll come back to bats on the way back around.
Sounds good.
Now, what would you have done right there?
I like the pitching. So Nola, I'm hoping now that he's a consistent pitcher. If you'll recall, he would typically have a good season and a bad season and a good season and a bad season. But I think he's put it together 2 seasons in a row now.
2 seasons in a row he has. But yeah, he was alternating back and forth for a while there. There went Trout. But what would you have picked? And if you could have taken someone other than Nola, who would it have been? Obviously, you're not taking Helsley because you have feelings about an injury risk.
Yeah, I probably took Webb in that position.
Logan Webb. Okay. Well, see, I like Webb, but his strikeout rate, I would like it to be higher for what my team needs. There goes Adames and then Helsley. Okay, someone didn't get the memo about Adames going to San Francisco.
And I think that if you're not running an army of pitchers, that you've got to look at each one of those pitchers you're drafting and try to maximize your strikeouts. But,
for sure.
But I believe with 8 or 9 starting pitchers that you don't have to focus as much on strikeouts because they're going to add up by themselves.
Oh, that's fair. Bautista, when's the last time he pitched? Is all I'm saying.
That's where I'm at, too.
Right? I mean, we know how great he was, but it's been a while.
Right. And
what's his control going to look like?
Right. He's a risk. He's got high upside, but look where he's going. So, people are taking him that he's going to be the guy, and we just don't know if he'll be as effective or not. So, for me, I like Bautista. I'm just fading him a little bit. I don't think I'm taking Bautista in the 7th round, which means I'm probably not getting him.
I get that. Cal Raleigh, 81st. I was actually talking about him earlier, about my catchers that I would take, because I had gotten him in round 10. So here in round 8, that's
And what I love about him
goes Rushman.
is he's not even in a hitter's park.
No, he's not, and he's laying it out there always.
Westberg, Rushman, Robert, off the board. Well, at least it wasn't another shortstop. There it goes Logan Webb.
Logan Webb.
Bo Bichette.
I always hear Boba Fett.
Ryan Walker, closer for the Giants.
Is he though? That's the thing about the Giants right now. I'm not 100% sure they might have a third baseman come out and be a closer for them. I don't know. They confuse me. I drafted Camilo Duvall thinking he was their closer, and then look what happened.
Yes, but think about what happened to closers last season. Devin Williams breaks his back. David Bednar, has that oblique injury in spring training and is never effective the entire season. I held on to him most of the season just waiting for him to get it together, right? But he never did.
Bednar?
Yes.
He got saves.
He did get saves, but he killed my ERA and whip week after week.
Hunter Brown, the first of the Hunters, is gone. I saw a write-up earlier talking about how Hunter Green's numbers were a lie or whatever, and I was like, okay, whatever. Hey, you wish you had him, don't you?
I read that article.
If he was on your team last year, you'd have been like, okay, thank you.
They were picking
don't care if you're lying.
They were picking on Adames too, because of the
picking on Adames, you sons of bitches.
Because of the number of at bats he had with runners in scoring position.
How dare you? Now, it's not about that for me. It's about the fact that he went to San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco Willie Adames is not Willie Adames.
I agree that he's not going to be as good this season as he was.
Grayson Rodriguez.
The other thing is, you hate to say it because I hear he's a, a great leader in the clubhouse and a good guy to play with and everything, but he just got the big fat contract.
He did.
And there sometimes is some letdown after that.
Sasaki. How about that one for Los Angeles? And Royce Lewis, but I'm telling you, George.
Now see, Royce
One of
Lewis.
those is George. He took Sasaki. I'm not sold on Sasaki because I haven't seen him pitch. I don't know what's going on there.
Sure.
I don't have a damn clue.
So what do you think of Royce Lewis?
I don't think I like risking injuries, man.
Yeah, because last season he was supposed to be the man, and then he had injuries, and so now this season he's going to be the man.
This season he's got it all figured out. Schwellenbach went after Lopez, after Duran, the Minnesota closer. All right, so what am I looking at? Looks like I'm going to get a pitcher because they're leaving me Glasnow, Castillo, and Bibby to choose from. So I'll have another pitcher. Well, but I don't want to have two pitchers. I need a bat after that. What am I looking at?
With bats?
Yeah.
So what do you need here?
We don't need second, maybe, because of Chisholm. We need a shortstop, but I think it's too early. I need an outfielder.
Okay.
Maybe I don't want an outfielder here, though. All right, well, let's queue up Bibby to start with here, okay? We're going to start with that. We're going to take some time to look through. Spencer Steer doesn't fit my mold. Suzuki neither. Bellinger, Perez. Rosarena. Pasquantino. Riley Green, maybe no. It's a Detroit guy, though. I like Detroit guys.
What do you do?
What do you do, hotshot? Well, let's start out here.
So I've been taking a lot of Brian Reynolds, but the main reason is because he's sort of the guy right here that, there's...
Well, I took Andre Munoz.
Okay, get you a closer.
Well, yeah, he's not going to get an extensive number of saves either, I mean, they're predicting him in the 20s, but, he's got a good ERA and whip. I don't see any problems there.
Sure.
Ratios are nice. Thank you.
Yeah, with my closer, I definitely don't want somebody that's just getting me saves. I am looking for a guy that's going to have good whip and quality.
Well, yeah, if you got to take a Bednar, then you're going to hurt yourself a little.
Well,
of course, that was Carlos Estevez just a few years ago.
True. And Bednar didn't seem like a risk last season. He'd been lights out.
Yes, that's true.
And I still look for him to bounce back, but I'm not going to invest too heavily in him because, you can't be sure. I know he had the oblique injury, and then maybe he just wasn't the same. But, blowing a save could perhaps become a habit to the
Maybe
to the
it
guy
does.
too.
Oh, that would be tragic. All right, so I do still need second base, maybe third base, depending on, this should go that way. Shortstop, couple outfielders, and a catcher. So second or third, shortstop, couple outfielders. And I think I need to hold off on any more pitchers now. I've got 5.
5 pitchers, 4 starters, and a
4
closer.
starters and a Munoz. There goes Dylan Cruz.
Sonny Gray's off the board.
Not a bad. I actually thought about him too, but
Yeah, now he's another guy. Now he missed a little bit of time last season, but in prior seasons he got around 100 innings. Pitched very effectively, but was injured.
he had 166 with 203 strikeouts, though.
Yeah, this
His
last season.
strikeout ratio is amazing. I mean, he has strike people. Here, let's check out his stats for. Oh, they don't show us on this. Damn you!
So there went Glasnow and then Bellinger.
I'm not in love with the Bellinger pick, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, Strider. Okay.
Spencer Strider.
So,
When's the last time you saw someone come back from that surgery?
and be the pitcher they were.
Never. Not for a year and a half. They got to regain their
yeah.
control because it's a whole different pitch now.
So yeah, I'll revisit Strider next season, but I'm definitely avoiding him this season. I'd rather have the guy that just went off the board, Bryce Miller, yeah,
well,
for this season.
I mean, maybe I'd rather have Luis Castillo.
I know a lot of people
I like me a Seattle pitcher.
Yeah, and people are fading Castillo, and maybe he's peaked a little bit, but I don't think he sucks.
Look at that. 1 strikeout per inning, decent ERA and whip.
And that was up last season. That's why he's not going as high this season, because that was higher numbers.
And everybody's going to have their preferences. I mean, I swear some people are just going to have a favorite that they go, but I've always loved this guy. And it happens to all of us.
Absolutely.
It does happen to all of us.
Player bias.
Yes. Recency bias, too, like you were talking about with Castillo's kind of down year last year. It goes Fried with the Yankees now. I think being in the Yankees program at that ballpark, I think that's actually going to hurt his numbers.
You think so?
I think so. He'll get wins. He'll still get strikeouts, but I think he's going to be giving up some more runs. It's a hard park for a pitcher.
True. And of course, he's not really your strikeout guy per se. Anyway, more control. I think that's why Atlanta let him go.
He's not really a strikeout guy. He's a control guy. And
I think the Braves are committed to power pitching.
Castillo went 109, and then went Joe Ryan, and then the other Contreras, Wilson. Huh. But yeah, I'm going to actually focus this by outfielders because there's some guys like Adolis Garcia that I'm still looking at being out here, right here.
Yeah, okay. I like Garcia. Have a rebound season.
Rosa Reyna. I'm not in love with that pick. 3 years ago, maybe. But Adolis Garcia, he's going to have to actually improve. Right? He's going to have to improve this year. I don't see how he doesn't improve.
Well, I saw a little blurb about him. He's talking about, he was working with the sports clinic guys to get rid of, he apparently has a little loop in his swing.
Really?
So he's just
trying to in his swing.
Yeah. So he's trying to flatten that out.
It's an odd diagnosis, my friend.
Hey, it is what it is.
Well, it sure is. Okay, so I don't hate the idea of taking Tovar and Adolis Garcia here. You'll have to sell me on someone else. I just don't think I can. Jake Berger. A person could sell me on Jake Berger. A person could sell me on Jake Berger, but you're not trying.
Well,
you're not trying to sell me on Jake Berger.
I like Berger, but you've got first base, third base. You got outfield positions that need to be filled.
And we'd be taking Garcia. That'd be the guy that I would take right now for outfield.
He's got a power profile.
He does. He does. I mean, it's just all right. And then shortstop, I was talking about taking Tovar here. I don't think I can wait on Tovar much longer. If we were looking at starting pitchers, I have Steele. I like Justin Steele.
I do too.
If we were talking about closers, I've got McGill. I've got actually a few guys here that I could look at. What else would we talk about? Catcher? I mean, I could wait on Langoliers and be happy, O'Hoppe and be happy. So what else are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't hate Salvador Perez, but I haven't taken any Perez so far.
At first base, we don't have anything we really like. I mean, Jake Berger. Jake Berger is the one that you would have to talk me out of. Oh, Jake Berger. Okay, you don't have to talk me out of it. Dude took him right before me.
Okay.
Thank you for taking Jake Berger. You made this so much easier because instead of Tovar, I was going to do Berger, and then I was going to suffer at shortstop until later.
And now
so let's make people go, oh, thank God, maybe he'll leave Tovar. So we'll take Garcia, and then they're going, oh, no, he's going to take another pitcher. He's not taking Tovar, no way. And then we go, boom, sniped him from you. So much better. Okay.
So do you think there was a collective groan when you took Tovar right there?
I don't know, but I think there were, because there's 3 shortstops on one team.
I bet Adam wasn't groaning, was he?
Adam is over here going, heck yeah. Let's see what Adams looks like. Adams hits. Gunnar Henderson, Francisco Lindor, Corey Seager. That's just so. And then he's got Wood, Robert, and Reynolds. Wow, he is really racking
That's
up
loaded.
the stolen bases.
Yeah.
Look at what he's doing with home runs and stolen bases.
Yeah, he's getting some 5 category guys, isn't he? And see, I like Reynolds. I think you've seen what you get out of him. He puts up the same numbers every season.
There goes Ian Happ. But yeah, oh man. I'm gonna go take a look at ours. Alonso, we still need second or third. Remember, third base can work here.
Okay.
But I'm thinking Christopher Morel late, so still need an outfielder, still need a catcher. We can fill in 2 more starting pitchers and a relief pitcher soon. You know, we'll do it at our pace and whatever. But this is looking good. Look at this: King, Valdez, Nola, Bibby, and then Munoz. It's looking good.
I really like Bibby as a 4th pitcher.
I'm feeling good about this team thus far. Sorry, we missed a few. Senga, Terang, Hoffman, bunch of guys before him. I don't know, maybe 2 picks before that we might have missed something. I don't know. If you were watching the video, you saw what happened. Hoffman, though, am I right?
I like Hoffman.
I don't hate Hoffman.
You know, he's been given the job this season, but
how do you
he's
feel
been
about
effective.
Wu? Wu in Seattle, how do you feel about that? Because I like that.
I like Wu. I like all the Seattle pitchers.
Wu is probably the least strikeout effective of all of them. You know, he is not going to boost your strikeouts a whole. Wow, we're taking McClanahan right there. Huh, indeed. You know that they're going to be pitching at that Yankee practice field, right? When you take McClanahan? They know that, right? Okay, probably not. A lot of people aren't thinking about that with Tampa Bay pitchers.
Right.
They're pitching in a hitter-friendly park. So Pasquantino, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Alexis Diaz, another closer. Should be closer. Should be closer. You know, the closing job in the last few years has been so freaking wild to watch, hasn't it?
It has. You get these guys that are the man, like Duvall.
And
then all of a sudden something happens, they're ineffective, and then
catcher Will Smith, 133rd.
How about
after Perez?
How
2
about
catchers. He's got 2 catchers there now.
About Evan Phillips last season? You know,
Evan Phillips, yeah, he just completely lost the job. There goes Spencer Steer. And okay, I'm going to be right back. Keith, talk about that late pitcher that you were talking about earlier. You had some thoughts.
So who are we taking later in the draft here when it comes to starting pitchers? You can't have an army of pitchers without an army of pitchers, right? So I've been looking at some of these later picks. I like Eovaldi. I guess his ERA isn't great, but I think he's effective, especially towards the end. Eflin and Pepio, I like them, but going down a little bit farther even, how about I like Jeffrey Springs to rebound. He was injured last season. Merrill Kelly is not a strikeout guy, but I like taking a chance on him. Reese Olson with the Tigers, upside. Max Scherzer. Now, I think if you're going to take a pick on Max Scherzer, then you're going to be having your eye on the waiver wire at times this season. But I think that when he is pitching, he may be effective. So, notice he's going 243rd in drafts. Like Eric Fed from St. Louis, he went overseas, got his pitching arsenal corrected, and came back last season, was pretty effective. Not bad at all for somebody that's going at the very end of the draft. Nestor Cortez, he is switched over to Milwaukee, and Milwaukee has a knack for getting the most out of their starting pitchers. So when I look down here at the end of the draft, I see a lot of guys that I would certainly take a chance on. Cody. How about Cody Bradford?
How about Cody Bradford?
You know, he's looked pretty good last season. They're saying he's going to regress a little bit this season, and maybe that's the case. But as my pitcher 8 or 9, I'll take that chance.
All right, let's take a look here because we got our pick coming up in 2. So let's get back into checking out. All right, we got Chapman. We got, Flaherty. I like Flaherty. There's Langoliers. There's McGill still just sitting around like a chump. Why is he still sitting around like a chump? Goldschmidt. You know, there went McGill. That's why he's not sitting around anymore. I need to talk about some of these people I want to leave. Just saying. Someone should take him.
So
Boom, they took him.
I'm sure you're looking really hard at Christian Yelich right here.
I love Christian Yelich. Maybe not so much, but
He's a former MVP.
we need an outfielder, second base or third base. Could stand another closer. There's Flaherty, which you know I feel good about Flaherty. Fairbanks ain't terrible. Fairbanks. Well, now we're getting a little deep in the picks here, aren't we?
We are.
All right, well, I'm going to end up liking Riley Green for an outfielder right here.
Okay.
And then I'm really going to like making sure Shea Langoliers is going to be on my team and secure those home runs in that position. Huzzah. All right, we're basically out
Power
of bats
grab.
now. We just need a second baseman and a utility, or a third baseman and a utility. And then we can focus on these late pitchers. Check out, now you were talking about these pitchers, man, so we can get back into this.
So, of course, I was looking at the very end.
Okay.
So, because I still like a lot of these guys
I
through
still
here.
like Christopher Sanchez, Flaherty. I like.
Now, you're higher on Flaherty than I am.
Okay.
I mean,
You think he's going to have that regression they're talking about?
he once again, injury-prone guy that couldn't get it together, and then he finally did it for a season last season. You know, or is it 2? Has he got 2 seasons now? But
you think there might be some kind of Dodgers effect there or something? I mean, because he did go to the Dodgers last season, not for the whole season. He started with the Tigers.
so
Do you think that some of those numbers came because he was with the Dodgers? The confidence that comes with being on a championship team?
well, I guess I don't really know.
Oh, you just think he's going to regress because he'll get injured?
I think so.
Injury risk is I am sold on injury risk in the early rounds, but in the mid to late rounds, I let it go a little.
We're in round 13 here.
14.
Okay, by the time you would take Flaherty.
Yep, 14.
So I'm not crazy about Kikuchi. He's, left-hander, but his ERA is probably going to be north of 4.
I know your thoughts on Robbie Ray, but what you're looking at then is you're thinking about coming down here and being like, Ronaldo Lopez, Ronel Blanco. Wait, Lopez probably already went, didn't he?
So I was really trying to focus on beyond the 200s pick,
Well, I'm
The
saying
guys
right
that
now,
are gonna be
Ronaldo
left
Lopez
around.
is probably already gone. I don't know, I didn't see. We haven't been talking about who's been leaving.
Got distracted.
Blanco's still out there, though. Ronaldo Lopez is gone.
Maybe he went in that flurry where we weren't paying attention.
All right, Shaw from Chicago just went.
Matt Shaw. In the
If you got to
13th
fill in that
round.
second or third base, it gets brutal down in these lower ends of Jerks and Profar.
See, I like the idea of somebody that's going to have a breakout season, but I personally would rather grab somebody that already has a floor as opposed to just being the guy that's going to jump in there and be a star. I don't know. It's a lot of guys
Flaherty
have
doesn't
struggle
get to
at
me.
first in the major leagues.
I get no Flaherty as you prayed for. You wished against me and it worked against me. I probably could have waited on one of those players that I
I did
grabbed,
you a
but-
favor, man.
I did you a favor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm disappointed that Ronaldo Lopez is gone. But you know what? You can only have him so many times before you've had him too many times. I think I have him 4 times. Eugenio Suarez, man, you're going to hate the first half of the season with him, friend.
Yes.
You are going to hate it. You know Bubba Chandler? Man, I don't know if I want to draft him or wait for him to get called up because I don't know when he's going to play. But, man, I don't think... Okay, I'm not saying he's a Paul Skeens.
Uh-huh.
But I'm saying he's a Jared Jones.
Okay. So, Jared Jones was good, especially when he came up, and didn't he fade a little bit down the stretch?
Well, the first half of last year looked really great, and we don't need to talk about the second half. I was brilliant for the first half.
Okay.
Brilliant, I say. I mean, I had that figured out, Not Brent Rooker figured out, but it was pretty cool figured out.
You
What's left
definitely
at the closers?
We're preaching Skeens.
I preached the hell out of some
and,
Skeens.
and Wood.
Yates. Man, Jansen, Estevez. Hey. We may have us a second closer coming up here soon, my friend.
I like Estevez.
We may have us a second closer coming up soon.
I think the Royals, they may not make the playoffs again this season, but I don't think they're going to be awful.
I don't think they're going to be awful, but even an awful... Okay, not the White Sox.
Yeah.
But you remember they were at Muncy and Lowe and Quan, and boy, we're missing a lot. You know what? You guys can be watching the ticker on the side. We don't have to tell you who's going. But anyways, who were we just talking about? Closer? Oh, medium team closers. A few years ago when the Detroit Tigers would be like the middle of the pack and just below, like 75 wins a season. Man, 35 of those wins had a save attached.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had those guys, you were like, yay. I'm trying to think of who was the closer that got traded from Detroit before Foley became the closer.
That went to Atlanta?
Did he go to Atlanta and he didn't become the closer? He actually ended up in just basic relief or something, right?
Yeah, and of course they got Joe Jimenez that was also a Tiger, but I don't believe that's the closer you were talking about.
I think that's who I'm talking about. I believe that's who I'm talking about. Pepio, hey. Oh, so Pepio went to George.
And there goes Fairbanks.
So you're giving some kudos to old George right there, aren't you? And there was Seth Lugo, Chris Martin, Texas, supposed to be closer. George took Pepio.
Pepio's not a bad pick. I like him.
I don't hate that
Although,
pick.
remember, he's going to be in a hitter's park this season.
He's going to be in a hitter's park this season, and that part sucks, man. All right, what are we looking at? Not Robbie Ray. I was talking about grabbing a closer. It's not going to be Kirby Yates. It's not going to be Jansen. Who was the closer I was talking about? Estevez?
Yes.
That was definitely him. So let's cue him so that I can talk about some of this other stuff for a minute. I still need one more second base or third base. I want it to be Christopher Morel, right?
You do.
So let's take a look at who's the starting pitchers that are still out here. Kikuchi, Robbie Ray. Man, if I want to go after strikeouts, I can just Robbie Ray that. If he's going to play. Fott. I'm still not sold there. I don't hate Christopher Sanchez, I'll tell you that. All right, let's go ahead and take Carlos Estevez so we can use our second minute.
All right.
I don't hate Lewis Gill. I really don't hate Lewis Gill. Yeah, the second half was rough. Sanchez. Nobody else here really jumps at me. All I need is a second base, third base. I can wait like 5 more rounds on Christopher Morel. I need one more utility, and I can fill that in with some of these late picks. So
what do you do?
What do you do? Let's actually take a look and see if I could grab another good relief pitcher here. I could grab Jansen.
Yeah. Angels.
Dude, you know the odds of Jansen actually getting those 28 saves is pretty high. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take Jansen, and then later I can take Ben Joyce and guarantee that I've got their guy.
So if the Angels aren't good this season, but he is. Isn't he going to end up on another team at the deadline?
Well, Kenley Jansen is also the number 4 saves guy of all time.
So you think he might go to a team that
He
will use
keeps
him
going
as their
to
closer?
close. He's always closing.
Okay.
He's closer. That's just who Kenley Jansen is. We talked about this a couple years ago. I was like, yeah, he's going to be the closer in Boston because Kenley Jansen is always the closer. And he's just always the closer. And he still has the juice.
Okay.
Put up a great year last year. Look at this last year. 3.29 ERA, 106 whip. Those are some good ratios for a guy of his age. 27 saves, 62 strikeouts, and 54 innings. Bro.
Not bad. Not bad.
This is a guy you want to take a chance on because there's not a cliff. When someone peaks, there's not a cliff. It's always a slope. That curve makes its move, and he's just slowly going down. And, so this year, let's say he gets a 3.4 ERA and a 1.15 whip with 25 saves.
You'll take it.
I'll take that. And yeah, the Angels aren't going to be great, but they're not going to be the White Sox last year. They'll be the Angels last year.
Right. Nobody's going to be the White Sox.
And we know Estevez was getting plenty of saves last year.
True.
So I expect Jansen to perform similar to Estevez from last year. That's what I see happening.
And when he gets traded, you're saying he'll go to a team that
needs a closer.
Okay. All right.
There went Romano.
Well, then that's a brilliant pick.
And there went Holiday.
So what do you think of Liam Hendricks?
Liam Hendricks. I honestly think he'll be closing there. Oh, let's get off of this. I need to look at some other players because I still need a utility position guy here. And if I can take, best available on utility, I'll take. I don't know. But, okay, what did we talk about just now?
Liam.
Oh, Liam Hendricks. Yeah, I'm fine with him. I think he should get the closer's job, but we haven't seen him pitch for over a year, so.
That's my concern.
That's the concern. There's
But-
Kerry Carpenter,
But I
he'd
think
be
that's
great in
something you
utility
probably
role.
see in spring training. Does he have his velocity? Is he throwing wild or is he on the money? So
Yeah, what's his control issues going to be? Is he going to have control issues? I mean, lots of sure, Shane Baz. Connor Wong is a catcher. I do not hate Connor Wong at catcher. Say what you will, I do not hate Connor Wong. Liam Hendricks, we were just talking about him. They got any news about him here? 94 miles per hour in his bullpen session. So, okay. He's 36 years old. Okay. Well, let's see what happens, right?
let's see what happens.
We're going to see what happens.
That's one of those that if you draft a lot closer to the beginning of the season, you may have a better idea of what he's going to be doing.
Agreed. Yeah, there's question marks. I'll agree to that. Valde went with the 182nd pick. How about that pick?
See, I like Eovaldi. He's been pretty consistent over the last couple of seasons.
Fair. Clay Holmes, though, at 184.
Going to be a starting pitcher now.
What did Clay Holmes do that has someone hyper excited?
Yeah, it seems a little early for Clay
It
Holmes.
does, doesn't it? Eflin, not bad. Not bad. Not great strikeouts, but not bad.
Thankfully, he's not with Tampa Bay this season.
Haha.
For the Orioles, so.
Dude, yeah, things change, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm trying to sort out these later picks at pitching because I did do some sacrificing. I went after some very early bets and ignored a lot of pitching for a little bit, but
Well, I think there's some
so
quality
far,
guys down here.
what we're talking about though is my starting pitcher 4 is Bibby.
Yeah, I like it.
Fellas, I get to take some chances on some fellas. Do I need to take a bat here? The only bats I need are utility for one, which I don't feel like I need to take here. I don't feel like anyone here commands my attention.
I would agree with that. Seems like there's better pitching.
Maybe
available.
Tyler O'Neill would be one, or maybe because he is a good hitter. That
So just go ahead and finish out your bats.
I don't know.
There's a lot of good starting pitching on the board still, I think.
We know what this is supposed to look like. This is supposed to
That
look like
fella.
Morel. I wouldn't hate Zach Geloff. Okay, I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't be in love with it.
Well, he's a potential breakout guy.
Let's see here. Where were we? All right. My guys that I've talked about, we've got Tyler O'Neill here.
Be finishing out your roster except for the late second
We've got
baseman.
Kerry Carpenter here.
Okay. Tiger.
Tanner Houck. Spencer Arrighetti. Ronel Blanco. Shane Baz. That's interesting. Okay, and that's really where I'm at. So from this, Tyler O'Neill seems like he's going to be a pick at utility that has a lot of power, even though it will go down. But Kerry Carpenter too. We'll take O'Neill.
We always didn't wait till the last second.
I did not wait till the last second. That would have been chaos. It would have had people confused. So now I want another pitcher, and I'm thinking Houck or Blanco. It's Houck or Blanco. Houck or Blanco. Or Baz. Oh, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm taking Baz. I forgot that I had him queued up. Because Houck or Blanco will still be there. One of the two will be there next time. Or both.
Very possible.
Excellent. So after 17, we only need one more bat plus a bench bat. And we've got some good pitching. We got some good pitching. Only 5 starting pitchers, though. So I will grab some more of those. But yeah, 6 rounds left. I think this is going well. There went Hodge and Arrighetti went right after that.
Arrighetti.
You had a pitcher you would prefer?
In this area?
Yeah. You can actually scroll up because it wasn't at the top.
So I like Eflin.
Yep.
I like Houck all right.
Yeah, I know that you like Eflin, and you probably didn't care for me not going Eflin right there.
Well, we all have to draft our own teams.
We have to draft our own teams.
And I don't think you had player bias going there or anything.
Well, no, I took Tyler O'Neill and then, went straight into a starter that I think is going to have a great comeback in Shane Baz. He had a fine season last year when he pitched. I mean, so he's back from injury. He should be fine.
Not a lot left in the closer department, is there?
Glad I grabbed who I did. I feel almost like I stole a freaking pick or two there.
So is Foley still making it to the end?
Yeah, Foley's lasting a while.
Okay.
Foley might actually go in this round or the next round after, but usually I see it in the 20th. Lodolo Mountcastle, and however you pronounce that. Urkeg or Seg, Ursig.
It was a closer for the Royals last year until Estevez showed up.
Okay, yeah, Estevez is going to have that job.
I think so. I think they like that experience as opposed to...
Yes, I'm going to agree with that. All right, let's get this off of just relief, and we'll take a look at all players again. Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on here still, my friend.
We're to that point in the draft where I think you just take who you like from this
You
point
take
on,
who
don't
you like. You take some risks, and there's just Job. That's a player that could really have a heck of a breakout this year.
Could.
I mean, could. Of course,
Seems like he would have been a waiver wire pickup, though.
he's gonna be probably. I mean, you can only hold on to someone so long. We don't know when he's gonna actually start pitching. Will he start the year with the club? I don't know.
Right, makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
And it's still very early in spring training.
Taj Bradley. There goes Blanco, dang it. Well, there'll be no Blanco on this team, fellas. But we're talking about Carpenter here for my next pick. And then maybe Houck. Carpenter, Houck.
Now, I know you mentioned you like a bench bat to help
One, no more than one.
injury-proof your team, right?
Right.
That's why you often like to take an outfielder for the utility spot, because you mentioned that it covers 3 positions.
Right.
And then I guess if you get Morel at the end there, he also qualifies in outfield.
Well, and second and third, and so that's going to give some fluidity to my team. My lineup will have a little more fluidity. So day off or an injury, I can cover myself a little better.
Yeah, I don't draft for roster flexibility, but I like it when it's there.
Oh, it's nice.
You know, if you get Betts on your team, it's always nice to be able to switch him around.
You can get Mookie Betts on your team. You're not upset. There goes Murphy, the Atlanta catcher.
So you
This
think
is so
he
wild
bounces
looking at some of
back?
these players. Maybe. I want to put. There goes Holton. You know, me and you are both sold on Holton this year.
Yeah, I really like him.
All right, we're going to take Kerry Carpenter here.
He's that strikeout whip guy that
And
you
then we're
would
taking
like.
Tanner Houck. Yes, his strikeouts are not high, but it's the 19th round. So I can take a little bit of a hit on strikeouts in round 19.
I believe you can.
I can do it. So one bat left to get, and I'll take him in the next round. I'll take Morel in the next round.
Just to make sure you get him.
Mm-hmm.
So I notice he's going undrafted in most leagues.
And then I still get to work on a bench bat that can look like Wallner, or, watch this. Look at who these people are. Hoskins, Soler, Wallner, Taylor Ward. I've had him on some teams. I mean, I got some players here, man, that I can choose from to make this happen.
Yeah, I like all 3 of those guys.
It's 60 picks after his expected draft position, and he's still sitting here.
Yeah, I think there's a reason, though.
Yeah, I think there's a reason, too, because I don't know, man. It's just, how much is it benefiting your team? I don't know. Not benefiting my team. Pena's still there. I still like Pena. I like him more than I like Swanson. I'm just saying that out loud, and it's for real. I like Pena more than I like Swanson.
Yeah, and he's scrappy. He keeps exceeding the expectations that he gets each season. He's not 30 home run, 30 steal guy, but he's tenacious.
Okay, yeah. Pena, yeah. Scrappy bastard.
Yeah.
And does it benefit him to be in Houston this year? Again, does it benefit him to be in Houston? Always. Everybody benefits by being in Houston. If he's playing for Seattle, I'm going, sorry, Mr. Pena, but your season just got ruined. Enjoy not being on my team. But it's Houston. Yeah, I'll take a Houston player. Woodruff went after Kerstead and Gore. Are you familiar with Mackenzie Gore enough to say you could draft him?
I could not draft him.
Can't do it, huh?
No.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that. When you take a look, it wasn't great last year, but the strikeouts were great.
They are.
Okay.
And it's very conceivable that
There goes Swanson.
He could suddenly get it all together, and we'll see his ERA and WHIP go down and all that. But yeah, I'm not chancing it.
I'm not chancing it either. In all of these teams, I have 0 Mackenzie Gore. Okay, so Adam now has another shortstop with Volpe, and that's like his fifth shortstop or fourth or whatever, and it's insane. What's happening is driving my brain, and he
No
took another
way.
shortstop. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, I mean,
What are you doing to yourself?
the shortstop
Josh
contingency.
Young with third. I don't get that, dude. He's got to be expecting to trade with people.
Yeah, I mean, how much does it help you to corner
I
the
don't think
market
corner.
on shortstops?
I don't think it helps at all.
Yeah, it's really sort of hard to do that, isn't it?
Well, especially since 5 shortstops went before he drafted. And I've got Tovar, and someone else could grab Pena, and someone else grabs Swanson. They're not willing to trade off
Yep.
their best players to get Nito at shortstop. That doesn't make sense to do that to yourself. I don't understand it.
Maybe he just likes collecting shortstops. He won a league last season with a
Well, let's take a look at
shortstop
Adams'
collection.
team again. Okay, Bogarts, shortstop. Henderson, shortstop. Lindor, Seager, shortstops. Volpe and Nito, shortstops. He has literally got 6 people who are eligible, although Bogarts plays second, so nice job. He's got a shortstop team. But look at the nice pitchers. Gilbert, Webb, Castillo. Okay, Kikuchi not great, but Sanchez, Eflin. Got to respect it. And Diaz and, well, okay. You got to respect the pitching.
Yeah, it's a decent pitching staff.
I wonder how this team's going to finish out.
We'll know in a few weeks.
We'll know soon enough, huh?
So what do you do if you're this guy? Because he's running out of shortstops.
I don't know what's happening, man. I don't know what's happening with this shortstop thing that dude is doing.
So do you like Michael Walker?
I don't know if I've ever liked Michael Waka.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if he's ever been a thing for me. So Pena just went. There's Adam. You know I like Adam.
You do. Quality on his own and a good backup. Do you like Matt Strom from the Phillies? Especially with
Kinda.
Romano there. Injured last
Kind
season.
of.
And then there's Kirkering also on the Phillies as well.
So here's what we're going to do to make sure this happens, because there will only be 2 rounds left after this. We're doing Morel first,
Makes sense to me.
and then I'm going after Wallner.
Okay.
That's going to be my thing. And I can't think of any reason to go a different route.
You know, for me, that's 3 are right there in a row. Hoskins, Soler, and Wallner.
That's all I'm saying. Wallner because of his youth.
You know, and Taylor Ward's not bad either.
All right. I'm going to leave you the microphone for a minute. I have to run off for just a moment and let dogs out.
They're excited
Come on,
about
dogs.
it.
I can hear. Yes, come on. Come on. Atta girls. Okay, come on, Pep.
All right.
Pep.
So Mike's finished out all his bats. So we can be sure that these last 2 picks are going to be pitchers. So we got Scherzer still around. I like Waka from Kansas City. Who else do we have down here that's left? Okay, I guess it's good that it's near the end of the draft. There it goes, the Dome from San Diego. So if it's me, I'm probably taking a chance on Scherzer. And then I guess I'm taking Waka. But it's not me. We'll see what Mike does. Is there anything left on the relief pitching side? It's been picked rather clean.
Okay. I don't know what was up with Pippi not going, but it's bizarre. Because she's been acting like she needed to so bad. And then the door opens and she's like, no thanks.
I'll just hang out here. She's probably wanting to see what the next pick was going to be.
Ha! I am doubting it.
So there it went, Walker Buehler. Now see, I think Buehler, I like him next season again. But, I mean, we're down in where it doesn't matter. You're getting these guys to fill out the roster.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah, it's the end of the thing, so
you can't really go wrong here, can you?
you can.
Okay, you can go wrong.
You can. You can go so wrong, man. Oh, man, you can go so wrong. But you can also go pretty right. Nick Martinez, I don't hate.
Yeah, I like Martinez. I like Fed. I like Waka.
Waka waka. Waka waka waka. But Waka is usually a guy you can stream. Usually I see Waka just, you pick him up for a week here and there, and it's like Tyler Anderson was last year.
Yeah, but see, Tyler Anderson finally hit the wall and sort of went down.
You think Dustin May might get the job coming back from injury, or do you think Gonsolin's going to get it?
There's an awful lot of competition for the LA for those, even when it goes 6-man rotation.
Yeah, it's true. Kershaw is sitting here too, isn't he?
Yes.
There's a lot there. There's a lot. There's Gonzalez. We were just talking about him too. Yeah, there's a lot that can happen down here, guys.
So by the time the season starts, we may know who it's going to be for the Dodgers, but
what if I'm willing to take a risk? Damn you, taking Bieber 9 picks before I thought about it.
So you don't get to take that risk.
You son of a bastard. Okay, well, I'm not taking Yuri Perez. He's not even pitching until the All-Star break, most likely.
Right. And a lot of these guys that are picking up hurt guys, if they have injuries on their roster, they're going to end up on the waiver wire anyway.
Well, you do get 4 IL spots. You do get 4.
Well, I'm just saying that there's been seasons where I used up all 4 of those spots and still had to cut people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're looking at that through the wrong metric. We're looking at wins. Well, Strom, are you thinking that Strom gets the job? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think it's Romano's job, but is he going to be healthy? And if he struggles at all, I just think Strom would be that guy to step in. But on the other hand, you got Kerkering as well. So it's not like the Phillies don't have any choices for who they could go to if Romano struggled or is not effective
no, there's options.
Injury-wise or whatever.
I get the options. There's a lot of options there.
I like Strom just because he pitched well. If he didn't get you saves, but he had a strong ERA and WHIP and got some cheap wins. And
well, this is where I'm going to take Nick Martinez because I think he's going to boost his innings up, and he's not another huge strikeout guy, but pretty good strikeouts, right?
Yes.
And then maybe I don't know if I want to take Chandler right here, my friend.
I understand that.
I mean, we don't know when the call-up happens. And like I said, he's probably more of a Jared Jones than he is a Paul Skeens. But is there someone else better? There he is, Drew Rasmussen.
Or how about Merrill Kelly? I know do you need strikeouts for your last pitcher?
I used to like Merrill Kelly. Well, let me look at my, let's look at my stats. Whoever I get is going to be fine.
You're lower than normal in strikeouts, though.
I'm actually going to take Rasmussen.
Okay.
because I do have a belief that he is. I think those numbers are legit. 110 to 120 innings with a great ERA and WHIP. We're talking my last bench guy. If I'm taking Bubba Chandler, I don't know when he's called up.
Mm-hmm. So he could be a dead roster spot for a while.
But yeah, let's take a look at what my numbers work out to. Wow, well more than I needed for runs. I'm supposed to go for 850, and I got over 900. You see in this here, home runs a 338. How about RBIs at almost 1,000?
So you can tell.
What about 137 stolen bases?
This is a good.
I don't care about batting average. 101 wins, 78 saves, 1,509 strikeouts with an ERA of 3.36 and a 1.14 WHIP. My friend, can you finally give me credit for a championship team?
All right. This team is going to be very difficult to beat.
Yes, it is.
And that's with one bench bat for your numbers there.
One bench bat.
Your pitching staff isn't that 110, 1,600 strikeout team that you've been putting together, but it looks very effective to me, what you've got here.
Oh, it sure
So,
does.
yeah, I think this might be your best team so far.
It feels good to me, I'll tell you that.
So what have you got for this particular league? It looks like you got 3 or 4 guys that are heavy pitchers, maybe even Army of Pitchers type.
Okay, are you talking about, let's see, Line Drive Phillip?
Let's see what he's got.
That's one bench bat, so he's following that part of the philosophy. He's got good home run production, less
consistent.
than he's got 14 out of Yelich, but
and it always helps to have Judge.
This Lopez, Glasnow, Ohtani, Senga, Robbie Ray, Barrios, Kyle Harrison, Bueller, and Bassett. So he does have an army of pitchers, although mine are better.
He's giving up a little bit of ERA on you for sure.
So the Line Drive Phillip, he's giving up ERA and WHIP, and other than that, his bats, man. I mean, I should get him in home runs, RBIs, and then we'll tie on the other things. But this is going to give me a run for my money, because that's the thing about the army of pitchers.
Yes. And it would be interesting to see if Line Drive Phillip streams, too.
How about BZ Power?
Okay. What's
BZ Power? Real Muto, Walker, Betts, Riley, Mason Wynn, Acuna, Harris, Profar, Casas, Arias, Yandy Diaz, and Burleson. I'm not in love with your bats, my friend. I'm not in love. He's got more batting average than anything.
Yes, it's hard to know what that offense is, right?
Yeah. So Dylan Cease, Rodriguez, we're still in question about Batista. What's he going to do? Gallen, McClanahan. There's a lot of other things you could have done right there. Jared Jones, Pivetta, Wood. So he's built an army of pitchers almost. He's only got 2 bench bats, so he could have put himself one more closer or relief pitcher in there, and I think I would like that better, but still pretty good. He got your Michael Wacha out from under me. Stole him right out from under me like I wasn't even looking.
You can't see those things coming.
Couldn't see it coming, man. So his 950 runs is based on a lie of having 2 bench bats instead of 1. But still bad home runs, RBIs, great batting average. I bet he leads in batting average. That was the one thing it looks like that he was focused on, was batting average and then an army of pitchers.
Yes, but batting average is so volatile because
it is.
To me, batting average is going to be good if your people exceed projections and be poor if they don't. So,
and here's the other one that may be an army of pitchers build. The Tweedles looks like it only has 1 bench bat and then an army of pitchers. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, 1 bench bat with Tommy Edman. He's got some decent home runs until you get to Edwards here, but decent home runs out of a lot of guys.
Took Jackson Holiday for second base.
Do you see this? Reagans, Brown, Clay Holmes. So that's actually another starting pitcher. Fried, he took Ronaldo Lopez and Jack Flaherty.
So this is a starting pitcher.
Oh, yeah. He has brought an army of pitchers. But he's lacking in the saves department. You seeing that?
Well, I don't see any
Seriously
saves.
lacking. Seriously lacking.
I don't think that you can punt saves.
I don't think you can completely punt saves. But yeah, the Tweedles, 9 saves is what their projection is. Decent ERA and WHIP, good strikeouts, good wins. Just these batting numbers are not great.
So, army of pitchers, but not intimidated by them.
Well, his focus was on things that, like, I don't know. He didn't focus on any categories for bats.
And
Maybe
for me,
runs.
The key is those 9 saves.
Those 9 saves.
It's going to be tough to give up a category every single week for the whole season.
Yeah, every single week he's giving up saves. But okay, well, there we have it. That's my final $100 league. That means that's the last of my pay leagues. And well, I think we put together. I honestly feel this is a championship team. I really feel good about this one. And even though strikeouts are a little bit low for what I'd like, there's some guy going to emerge at pitcher. You know, we've seen this every year, right?
Sure, and I know that you plan to stream when necessary during the season against your opponents. You'll be doing that quite a few times, especially against, you've got some other Army of Pitchers opponents
There's
here.
a couple of Army of Pitchers fellas out here.
But I think this also illustrates why going after home runs and power and having a plan helps you. Because when you hit that army of pitchers that with folks that are trying to do the same thing that you are, you know, hopefully you're gaining that competitive advantage with the bats.
Oh, from 2024 stats, because there's at least one pitcher who didn't pitch last year, but look at this ERA and WHIP last year. I know you can't repeat last year, you can't play for last year, you don't get to redo that, but, you know.
It also sort of illustrates how they play with the numbers from year to year about what they project, and you don't know. So obviously they expect your team to regress some this season.
Yeah.
We'll just see if it happens.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, I like what we put together here. I'm going to take one last look at it.
Yeah, I think this could be championship.
Take one last look at it. Hey, you said it finally.
I said it.
Langoliers, Alonso, Morel, Chisholm, Tovar, Hernandez, Garcia, Riley Green, Shohei Ohtani, Tyler O'Neill, Kerry Carpenter, and Matt Wallner. Then, Michael King, Framber Valdez, Andre Munoz, Carlos Estevez, Aaron Nola, Tanner Bybee, Kenley Jansen, Shane Baz, Tanner Houck, Nick Martinez, and Drew Rasmussen. And now that makes sense of why my numbers are too high.
Because you've got the
I have
second
2 bench
bat.
bats. Yeah. 2 bench bats. Yeah.
What were you thinking?
What was I thinking?
You were thinking you didn't want Michael Walker.
I didn't want Michael Walker. But anyhow, we got a good team going on here. I feel pretty great about it. And, well, thanks for tuning in, fellas.